Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin. If this is your first time here, I'm a reseller on eBay and Poshmark. And at the beginning of each month, I like to share with you what I sold for me in the previous month. But we are already in mid-April and I still haven't done that. So this is what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be sharing with you what sold for me in the month of March, just to kind of give you an overview of my March sales. I have 33 sales. That's almost a sale a day, which is pretty good in my behalf because I only have under 275 items at this time. I've been talking about how I'm trying to increase my items on my store. It seems that every time I put items in, more items come out, so it's kind of hard for me to catch up, but we're gonna get there. On eBay I had 19 sales. On Poshmark I had 14 sales. So I'm gonna start out with eBay and then move on to Poshmark, and then make sure you stay to the end because I do want to make like a brief announcement. As the title mentions, I quit what? So I'm going to talk about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first item that I sold was this body glove bikini set in a color blue and neon. So the top was a size medium, but someone sent me an offer for $10, which I did accept because this is an item that belongs to me and I had it for several years. So I made a profit of $9.22, so I was very happy with that. The next item that sold for me on eBay was these New Balance Cush women's 711 navy black gray running shoes in a size 8.5. Someone sent me an offer for $20, and I believe this is an item that I got from one of those sneakers only or one of my first box from Jomar, but either way, both of those boxes have been paid for, so there was no cost of goods on this. So I made a profit of $17.93, which was really good because these pairs of sneakers have been sitting in my closet for quite a while now. The next item that sold for me was these Jordan's men's extra large black athletic basketball shorts. So for these, someone sent me an offer for about $22, which I did accept. They belong to my husband. There were no cost of goods there, so I did end up making a profit of $21.79. Now that is something that I'm now looking at whenever I go to the bins. I do like to look out for men's basketball shorts because, believe it or not, they have been doing very well for me and I have sold several of these. Okay, the next item that sold for me were these Levi's 541 athletic taper jeans in a size 33-32. They're like that light wash. And yes, someone sent me an offer for $22. This is a pair of jeans that belongs to my husband, so I did accept the offer of $22, which made my profit of $18.38. I normally wouldn't pick up Levi's just because sometimes they could sit, but if my husband gives me pairs of Levi's to resell, of course, I will resell them, and they actually do pretty good for me. So it kind of makes me think, should I pick them up or should I not? Do you pick up pairs of Levi's? For the women's, they do sit for me for a very long time, but for men, it moves pretty quickly. So it kind of makes me want to pick up only men's Levi jeans. So I don't know. The next item that sold was these Under Armour women's Horizon running shoes in a color black and pink in a size 7.5. These were shoes that belonged to me. They were given to me, but they were too big, so I decided to list them. They were in really good condition. Honestly, I only used them to work out a few times indoors, so they really look like brand new. And I believe someone sent me an offer for $25 for these, which I thought was a very reasonable offer. So I did accept that, which made my earnings to $22.68, which was pretty good when there's no cost of goods. The next item that sold were these Levi's 541 athletic jeans in a size 33-32, color gray. Now these pairs of jeans sold for me 2 times now. So the first time I sold them to someone, I can't even remember for how much. They returned them because they said that they didn't fit. After I relisted them, they sold within like a week or so. So I was pretty happy about that. So they sold for $14. That was the offer that was given to me. Again, no cost of goods because they belong to my husband. So I did make a profit of $11.34, which I was pretty happy with. The next item that sold for me on eBay was these cup cheese swimsuit in a color orange and white top. And this is an item that belongs to me. There was no cost of goods. I believe that I only wore it one time. It's something that I just threw in the back of my closet, but I decided to do a closet clear out. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. I still have a lot of pieces from that video. So the swimsuits have been doing pretty well for me. They've been selling pretty fast, obviously, because summer is just around the corner. So this item sold for $10.44, and I made a profit of $9.21, which I'm pretty happy with as well. And then the other item that sold for me was these new tags, tabloids, girlfriend chino shorts in a color navy. They were in a size 16, and I believe someone sent me an offer of $15, which I did accept. It was something that I picked up at the bins for about $1.50, so real low cost of goods there, and I ended up making a profit of $12.12. Couldn't be happier with that. All right, the next item that sold for me was these Converse in a size 11. They were like mid tops, sneakers in a color gray and red. You know that I love selling Converse All-Star, especially the high top, and mid tops do pretty well. I no longer pick up the low top. They have to be like a very rare, very special novelty print in order for me to pick them up. But for me, mid tops and high top Converse All-Stars do very, very well for me. So these sold for $30. I believe someone sent me an offer for $30, yes. And I picked these up at the bins for like $1.97. So I'm making my earnings $25.57. I used to source Converse All-Star from Jomar, but my cost of goods at the bins is so much cheaper. I mean, you're talking about under $2 compared when I was buying them at Jomar, which was around close to $6. So I'm very happy to have made that huge adjustment. I'm trying to keep my cost of goods very low as possible because that is one way how I've been maximizing my profit. So the next 3 items were from my most recent outlet bins video where I picked up each item for about 48 cents. They were having a 50% off, so I definitely took advantage and tried to pick as many different pieces from accessories, clothing, and shoes. The next item that sold was this vintage, authentic Mexican Mayan brown leather belt. Someone sent me an offer for $12. It was one that I picked up for 48 cents. So I made a profit of $10.42. I might have had this listed maybe for about $25, but being that it was kind of worn out a bit, I did not mind letting it go for $12. All right, the next item that sold for me on eBay was these new tags Banana Republic dolman sleeve pink top. And someone sent me an offer for $22. I believe I had this maybe around $30 or so. So I did accept the $22. I only paid 48 cents at the bins. So I made a profit of $19.25, and it was in excellent condition. Like I said, brand new with tags. So whenever I find something that's brand new with tags, I am starting to pick up mall brands. I used to hesitate in picking it up, but now I noticed that it actually does pretty well for me. As you've seen, I sold those tabloids shorts, and now there's a Banana Republic tops. So I'm noticing that mall brands actually do pretty well for me, especially if they're new with tags. So that's something that I'm gonna try to be on the lookout when I'm out sourcing at the bins. The next item that sold for me on eBay was this Michael Kors women's brown genuine leather belt in a size small. And had this not been 100% leather or genuine leather, I probably would have not picked it up. So someone sent me an offer for $23. I believe I had this maybe for like $28.99. So I thought that the $23 was a pretty fair offer. And so again, I only paid 48 cents for this at the bins, and that made my earnings $20.08. So the next item that sold for me on eBay was this J. Jill women's media t-shirt in like a color mist, like a mist blue green. There's like an in-between colors. I really don't know, but it was linen, which sold for $31.49, making my earnings $22.06. Now this is an item that I picked up from a Joe Mart box. It had like the J. Jill, Eileen Fisher, and I think it was Chico's box. My cost of goods was a little high, $6.25. So that's why my earnings were only $22.06. But again, being that it was of natural fabric, it still sold for $31. I thought that was pretty good, and I'm very happy with that sale as well. The next item that sold was this Polo Ralph Lauren men's belt. Again, it was leather. I think it was genuine leather, and it was in a size 40. Someone sent me an offer for $22. I think I had it for, again, $28, $25, between $25 and $30. I don't recall. I thought $22 was pretty reasonable from the buyer. Again, I picked this for 48 cents at the bins, so a lot of room for negotiation. I did make a profit of $18.79. Had it not been 100% genuine leather, I probably would have not picked it up. So accessories, I'm definitely being very careful what kind of accessories I pick up. They have to kind of be high quality in order for me to pick it up, and so this was one of those. Right, the next item that I sold on eBay was this book. It was called Love Finds You in Victory Heights by Trisha Goyer and Oceana Fleas. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Sold for the asking price of $7.19, and I believe that the buyer and I split the cost of shipping, so I did only made a whopping $30.64. But again, it's a book. Usually for books I do make a lower profit, but again, pick this up totally for free. The next item was an exciting sale for me. It was this mothcloth Lisa Luke's cocktail prom ladylike luxury dress in a floral novelty print in a size extra large, and when I saw it, I was debating whether I should pick it up or not, but being that prom and weddings kind of happened during the summer, I thought this was a good find. I picked this up at the bins for $1.97. It sold for the asking price of $37.99. I believe I did have a discount when that sold. Again, only $1.97 went into this dress, so I made a profit of $32.55. So I thought that was really, really good. So the next item that sold for me was something that belongs to me, so there was no cost of goods. Was this Express animal snake print sleeveless line blouse in a size medium. Someone sent me an offer for $10. Honestly, this is something that I had for years. So I was actually getting ready to just donate all of this stuff, but these were just stuff that I picked up from my closet clear out and decided to list online, and they sold for $10, which was fine. I made a profit of $9.31. Okay, the next item that sold for me on eBay was this Adidas Alpha Bounce men's running basketball sneakers in a size 11, triple black. This was something that belonged to my husband, so there was no cost of goods there. He kind of just decided just to get rid of them, and I listed them for about, I must have listed them maybe for about I'm thinking $45, and someone sent me an offer for $30, which I did accept. So that made my earnings $23.81. All right, the last item that sold for me on eBay was this Greg Norman jacket. It's like a windbreaker, golf, hooded, full zip coat that I pick up at the bins for about $1.97. Someone sent me an offer for $13, and I think sales were so slow that I just accepted that $13 offer. So that made my earnings to $9.85. So this is something that I mean, the brand is not something I would normally seek out. So I do like to pick up pieces that are pretty essential for outdoors. That finalizes all of my sales on eBay. So now let's move on to Poshmark. Poshmark was a little slow. Definitely eBay took the lead in March, but that's okay with me because I pay less fees on eBay. So I'm so happy that I made more sales on eBay, but I'm still happy to make sales on Poshmark. The first item that I sold on Poshmark was something that I picked up at the bins for like $1.14. I sold this Torrid in a plus size, like a black neon stripe crisscross active sweatshirt. Someone sent me an offer of $18, which I did accept. I think I had this maybe for around $25. So an $18 profit was very reasonable, making my earnings $13.26. So I thought that was really good because, again, I only paid $1.14 at the bins, and it was new attack. So it had a lot going for itself. The next item that sold for me on Poshmark was this Zara women's red one-button blazer in a size large. I picked this up at the bins for $1.14. Someone sent me a best offer of $45, which I thought was a really reasonable price. I must have had this maybe for around 45, or I'm sorry, not for 45, but maybe around 49 to 50. $5. I cannot recall, but someone sent me an offer for $45. I only paid $1.14. It was in excellent condition, maybe light fading in the armpit area, but other than that, it was in fabulous condition. The red was very vibrant, very rich, so I thought it was gonna sell pretty good, and it did. And that made my earnings to $34.86. So I am always looking out at the bins for Zara pieces because Zara pieces are just very unique. The next item that I picked up at the bins was this Soho Apparel gray beige plaid stretch pull-on pants in a size extra large. I did get a best offer of $15. Someone sent me an offer for $15, which I did accept. I paid $1.14 and I made a profit of $10.86. So the next item that sold for me on Poshmark were these little girls Crocs, pink butterfly charm flats. They sold for $5. That was a best offer that I got from a buyer. I did accept that offer simply because these Crocs had like a lot of dirt buildup that I just could not remove, and so I just figured I just let them go rather than having them sit for so long. So I made a profit of a whopping 55 cents. So it cost me I paid $1.50 at the bins and I made a profit of 55 cents. You really can't buy anything with 55 cents nowadays. Not even a piece of gum, I think. But moving inventory, I guess. The next item that sold for me was these Everlane women's golden brown straight leg crop pants in like a mustard color. They were beautiful. Very, very beautiful. They sold for $35. I sourced this online, and so I did pay a little bit for it. I thought I would get more for them, but I guess not. But I was happy to let them go. These did sit for like about a month and a half. So I only made another whopping $9.74. So yeah, I don't think I will be sourcing Everlane online just because the cost is high and the profit is low. So if I pick up Everlane, it would have to be at the bins if I could find it. The next item that sold for me on Poshmark were these hot pink Calvin Klein Brady, they call it like a Brady pink fluorescent pumps. Someone sent me an offer for $28. These were a pair of heels that belonged to me, and I only think I wore them maybe once, twice maximum. So there were no cost of goods there, and I made a profit of $22.40. The next item that sold for me was another leather belt. This was like a Western belt. It was like a very cowboyish derby type of belt. Someone sent me an offer for $20. I believe I had this maybe around the $25, $28, and I only picked it up at the bins for 48 cents. So I made a profit of $12.84. So I was very happy with that sale. Again, I'm picking up belts, 100% leather. They have to be genuine leather for me to pick them up. Otherwise, I would not pick them up. The next item that sold for me was something that belonged to my husband, so no cost of goods there. It was this DNY men's polyester classic fedora hat. It was in a one size, so like a medium large. I did sell it for $18. I believe that was, yeah, I sent an offer for $18. The buyer did accept. I did offer discounted shipping. So that made my earnings $11.72. So hats do very well for me, especially around this time of the year as summer is approaching. Accessories like hats and belts are trending right now. So this is a Target brand, really nothing special. I got it because it was new at tags, but it was this Cat and Jack Zoe Fox pink rain boots in a size 9. So they were like for toddler girls, 9 and 10. I think I got a best offer. No. I sent an offer of $14 with discounted shipping. So I only paid $1.97 at the bin. So that made my earnings $6.40. As you are probably starting to see that children's clothes do not resell for a whole lot, but that's okay. There's always mamas looking for clothing. I'm always looking for clothes for my toddler. And so if I can get a deal, I'll definitely pick it up. And so they don't sell for a whole lot, but it's just another way for me to supplement my income. So another item that sold for me on Poshmark was something that belongs to my husband. So there's no cost of goods involved in this item. It was these Nike basketball training shorts in a size extra large with pockets. Someone sent me an offer of $15, which I did accept. I was hesitant just because they were in really good condition and they were Nikes, but it's not something I am going to cry over. So $15, thought it was reasonable. Nike doesn't really resell for a whole lot, and they were used, so gently used. So I made a profit of $12, which I thought was pretty good too. I think I had those listed maybe for around 3 weeks, so they sold pretty fast. Next item that sold for me was these Crocs classic kids cross-light slingback beach clogs in a size 12. I'm always picking Crocs because they do really, really well for me. I sell a lot of Crocs. If I see them, I'm picking them up, especially for very low cost of goods of under $2 at the bins. I'm always happy to pick up Crocs if they're in fair condition. These sold for $21, and I think that was a best offer. So I might have had these maybe around the $25 mark, and someone sent me an offer of $21. I picked them up at the bins for about $1.50, so that made my earnings $15.30. So I'm very happy with that. The next item that sold for me was this Layla Stone. They call them like a Jamaica gladiator weight sandal in a color brown. This was a super nice. I'm definitely always looking out for like the gladiator type of shoes. I think they're very popular. They're definitely trending and they do very well for me. This is like either the second or the third pair that I sell. They're all from different brands, but they sell pretty well for me. So this sold for, I must have had these maybe for around the $39-40. I did send an offer for $34 with discounted shipping, so I only paid about $1.97 at the bin, so that made my earnings $22.55. So that was really, really good. The next item that sold on Poshmark was something that belonged to me. It was definitely not a high-end brand. It was just some pieces that I just wanted to get rid of. Someone sent me an offer for this new fashion 3-piece lounge pajama set. I did have a best offer of $12. Again, no cost of goods there, something that belonged to me, and I made a profit of $9.05. The final item that sold for me on Poshmark was this Eastland Woodside women's brown leather tassel loafer shoe in a size 9, and I believe someone sent me an offer. No, this sold via the Posher VA. So Posher VA sent them an offer with discounted shipping. I only picked this up at the bins for like $1.97, so I made a profit of $21.75. These were all of my 33 items that I sold in the month of March. I was very happy with all those sales. It comes to about one sale a day. I've made a total sale of $850.44. That makes my profit to $521.28. I will say that March was kind of in between. It kind of started out slow and then it picked up and then it slowed down, but I was very happy with the profit that I made at the end of the month. Again, this is just something that I do as a side hustle, something that I do from home. It's very easy. It just kind of gives me extra cash, do what I want to do. So let's talk about what I kind of wanted to share with you guys. So there is a platform that I just decided to quit. Kind of embarrassing because at the beginning of the year I had made a video on how I wanted to improve in all of these areas, and one of them was to be more consistent across all my platforms. However, each platform, eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, wherever you sell them, they all require all this time and attention, and unfortunately Mercari was always on the back burner, and so I just felt like I wasn't really making enough sales, and it just didn't make sense for me to continue using Mercari as a platform for me to resell on. I just could not figure out the shipping. I hear a lot of resellers saying how easy it is to sell on Mercari, but for me it just seemed like I only made one sale every 5-6 months, and so it just didn't make sense for me to invest time and energy in a platform that wasn't really doing well. So I just decided to simplify my platforms to just eBay and Poshmark, so I'm no longer selling on Facebook Marketplace either. And I kind of don't like that because we know that Facebook Marketplace has a very low selling fee. I think it's like 5%, or it's like under 10%. I cannot remember. And Mercari also has a pretty fairly low selling cost, but it just wasn't performing for me, so it did not make sense for me to continue investing my time and energy on it. So Mercari is not a platform that I no longer sell. That doesn't mean that I'll never get back onto Mercari to resell. Right now I just want to focus on platforms that are actually growing, that are actually doing very well. eBay and Poshmark perform very well for me, so I just decided to invest my time and energy on platforms that are actually performing. I am using a cross lister right now. I just wanted to eliminate as much work as possible and just focus on growing my eBay business and Poshmark. So those are the only two two platforms that you'll see me mention. But I also have friends that do very, very well on Mercari, and so kudos to them. But as for me, it just wasn't performing. So I'm sticking to eBay and Poshmark because they're doing well. So that's where my energies will be invested. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure you give me a thumbs up because that lets me know that you enjoy content like this so I can continue making it for you. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.